Hello Freestyle, my name is EricR and this is my Zenith presentation. It is currently 12:20 a.m. and Zenith presentation is due at 10:30 a.m. So yeah, I can make it. My Zenith project is a series of tutorial videos that are for freestyle seniors that are just starting senior narrative. It was going to be a documentary about my 12 friends, but that didn't really end up working. I decided to do this project because there were so many things that I learned from my senior narrative that I wish I knew beforehand, and I know that a lot of other groups would say the same. So I just wanted to compile everything I learned into a series of videos that somebody could watch and learn from. I made 4 episodes in total. The first one is the introduction, and then the next 3 are the pre-production, production, and post-production with the senior narrative. So right now I will play for you the production phase, which I thought would be the best version to present in this video. Quick side note, I'm very sorry about the lighting in this video. I happened to film this episode in the exact spot in my backyard where the sun hit my face, so there's kind of distracting light around my face when I lean forward a bit. So I'm very sorry in advance if that's distracting. Anyway, here's the video. Take a look. Hello and welcome to the production phase. My name is EricR.
And my name is Joe.
Today we're going to talk about some very important things to remember while you're on set. The first thing we'll talk about is audio. Getting good sound in your film is probably one of the most important parts of filming your senior.
Getting good sound is probably one of the most...
Sorry. Most of you will probably just be using a boom mic attached to your audio recorder. Often it's a good idea to have one person holding the audio recorder and one person holding the boom mic, but often you might not have enough crew members for that. When holding a boom mic, you want to make sure you get high enough that you're able to hear everything that's going on in the scene, and also so that you're not blatantly in the frame. You want to make sure that you're pointing the boom mic directly at the actor's sternum, which is the prime area to catch their voice and everything that goes on around them. This may lead to some uncomfortable positions, but you can take breaks in between takes so you don't get too tired. Sometimes holding the boom mic at a low angle under the frame can be okay, but when you do that outdoors, you could potentially catch the sound of wind and planes more easily, so you should do that only if it's absolutely necessary. If you are taking a break or waiting around while the directors plan their next shots, you could go to a quiet location and record 30 seconds of ambience. Ambience? Ambiance? Whatever. Ambiance is important because it sets the atmosphere of any setting, and cuts in audio can sometimes be covered with those sounds. The next thing we'll talk about is slating. Slate is the last thing that the director calls within the order of things before you yell action. Quiet on the set. Camera. Rolling. Sound. Speed. Slate. For your senior narrative, slating is simple. You call the scene number, which your director gives to you. You call the take number, and in the roll section of the slate, you call the audio file number. These are all extremely useful pieces of information for the editor of your film to be able to see. Therefore, as a slate, you want to make sure the slate is visible for the camera. Ideally, you want to fill the frame with the slate, and that may require the camera operator to pull focus. When the video you are taking doesn't have sound, you put your thumb in between the clappers. Otherwise, the stick always starts up at the beginning of the shot and then claps. Here's a good example from scene 2 of my senior narrative done by Kate. Kate the Slate.
Scene 2, banana, take 3, audio 8.
Kate the Slate did a great job by saying the information loud enough and coming up with a quirky word to go along with the letter. The only problem is that, technically on a film set, when you have a slate really close to someone's face, you're supposed to say, soft sticks, and then softly clap the slate. Luckily, my friend Trevor Tong was so focused on his role he didn't even flinch, but for other actors it may startle them and impede their performance. I hope you guys learned a little bit more about those 2 elements of production. Now let's move on to some general tips about what will be helpful for your shoot day. When you move from shot to shot, keeping track of your preferred takes on a sheet of paper will end up saving you a lot of time in the editing room. During my senior narrative, our production manager, Kirsten Andrews, printed out our shot list for the scenes we were filming, as well as a chart meant to keep track of the notes about particular shots. Not only did this save us time in the editing room, but it also allowed us to obtain coverage much quicker. While one of your priorities on set is to get the shot, another important one should be making sure that you are being courteous to your actors and your crew members and not wasting their time. It's time that they are giving to you. Everything you do, you should do with the intention of getting them home as soon as possible while still putting enough effort into your film and having fun. For example, you should definitely set up beforehand so your actors don't have to wait around to get started. Things like this will encourage your actors and crew members to stick with your film to the end. Here's a Joe tip. Sometimes the order of shots on your line script and your shot list doesn't fit the order that you would want to shoot in. You might have a limited time with extras or a particular actor. So on the day of your shoots, you may want to create a quick order of shots that makes sense to you. Being on set can be very stressful. In my senior narrative, we had a party scene with about 20 extras, so it was a lot to manage. But because I had dependable partners and a lot of pre-production work to go into it, we were able to make it to the end. Thank you for watching. I hope these tips were helpful, and we'll see you in the post-production phase. Yeah, I'll see you in the post-production phase. Ew, dude, what the f- So that was the production video, and you may have noticed the length. It was almost 5 minutes, and yeah, I made 2 other videos that are about the same length, so it was a lot of work. You also had to reshoot the last 2 episodes 2 times, buddy. Don't forget about that. It's been a pretty long time since I've had to edit myself so many times within a few months.
Hey, guess what? What?
So I'm getting pretty tired of hearing my voice and seeing my face. It's kind of draining. Having to write this, film this, and edit this myself was a really big challenge for me. It was hard not having somebody right next to me saying that my ideas are bad, or that my ideas are good, or that my ideas are bad. And when it's just me, I tend to always second guess myself, or just not really know what I'm doing. But in the end, I'm really proud that I was able to accomplish this project and put all my current knowledge of what I know about film into something that somebody else could learn from. I regret that I wasn't able to make it as entertaining as I wanted it to be, but in the end, I think I put my best foot forward, and I'm really thrilled with my product. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this is the last time I'll ever have to see my face on screen ever again. Please. Thank you so much for watching. You could check out the other videos, the introduction, the pre-production, and the post-production, hopefully on the Freestyle YouTube. So yeah, thanks, and take care everybody.